Hello, people that like to wear their keys around their waist, but not in their pocket. I am one of those people because I don't want my keys scratching up my phone screen, and then I have a big bulky wallet because I have a shopping bag in my wallet. So I carry the keys around on my waist, and so far I've been using this. I have a review on a bunch of titanium bits, and I've looped this around one of my belt loops, and this around another belt loop, or just inside the waistband, and I am quite confident I can never lose my keys doing this way, but don't listen to me if you lose your keys. I also reviewed these, and I find these little lobster clasps are just too small, so I have to get rid of these things. It just doesn't work. So I ordered a bunch of more new titanium pieces. This one I think I reviewed last time around. I just got an extra. One note. This split ring is nice, being super lightweight, but if you do actually split ring it too far, you can see this one. It's a little bit gappy because I was jamming a giant piece of material through that, stretching it out. So, yeah, it's not spring steel. You know, it doesn't have memory, so you can actually bend it out of whack. But still, nothing's gonna fall off this thing. It'd be really difficult for something to unloop there. Anywho, I do find this one to be far more convenient to get around things. In fact, this should probably we should bust out the caliper. Because getting through a belt loop, you know, this stretching of the titanium there, it gives it a gap of like 9.6 millimeters. And because it's so long before it flexes, it's really easy to do. This one still can go around, you know, regular pants belt loops, but because it's such a short material, it can be done. It's just not as easy because you literally don't have as much purchase on it with your fingertips. This gap is a little tighter also. This is like 8.3. Okay, so we're gonna take a look at these other ones here that I got. I also did get some more of these easy opening rings, if you missed my other video. So this one you just push out and it just locks open, right? So then you put any sort of ring in, it locks closed. So very neat, that one. I think I have a smaller version as well. I will try to put some links here, product links from AliExpress on all this stuff, so you don't have to pay too much attention to the bags that I'm opening up. See, same thing here, but this one's very small. Okay, but today we have 3 new titanium carabiners. This one, okay, funky like cutting to make it flex. I guess we should measure all of them. This one comes with a regular steel split ring, but I won't use that because it's heavy. This one's very cool looking. Figures. Alright, so let's just do some quick weights here, smallest to largest. This thing's like 3 grams. This one here is like 4 grams, a little under 4. This one is a little under 5 grams. This one is 6.3. And this one is 9.1 or something. This is just a die-cast lobster claw. This is like 3.6. And this is what I was using before. This is heavy duty. Very good clip, but it weighs 32 grams, right? So it's very heavy, but it does work really well. So if you don't mind carrying heavy things, this is very cheap, even made in the USA. Pretty cool. All right, dimensionally, I think they're all listed on the AliExpress listing. So I just want to give you a scaling size here, and actually I'll just put this ruler here if you want to pause. Yeah, that ruler's probably not going to help you. Sorry. Alright then, I'll just measure. Guess overall length is what's important, right? 36 by 16 by 4. This one's very thin, but length, we got 41 something, width, maybe 16, and this one's only 2.8 wide thick. This one, 48-ish, 18-ish, 4-ish. This one's getting bigger, so around 50, around 22, and around 4. Okay, this one is obviously the largest, 57-ish. I don't know, 20 something. Yeah, that was the widest point. And it's quite thick as well, 4.6. Alright, you don't care about the lobster claws, right? So now, I'm noticing though, these, look at this one. The way they cut it, somehow, it's just not tight, right? It's just loose like that. That bothers me. I want my stuff to be like that because I don't want some sort of ring getting stuck there and then falling off. It is possible, right? So I was thinking maybe there's some sort of dust or something keeping it from closing all the way, but I blew through it. You can see light going through, right? There's nothing jamming it. It's just poorly designed. Somehow this cutting just doesn't make sense. They need to cut it a little slightly different to create tension always there. I mean, it's obviously possible. This one doesn't have an issue. It's just always tight, right? It's got the elastic here pushing it outwards. And then this other one, same thing, right? It's just always tight, so no ring is going to want to come out of that very easily. But this one also, same problem, right? And this one's even gappy. Look how gappy that is. Look, that's not good. So I think that it's not as bad as the other one, but it is possible that a ring might catch there and it'll work its way out. So that's highly disturbing. I feel like these two, this was I think the most expensive one also. It could have been designed better. This one can also flex a little bit sideways, but not as much as the this thin one. But that's really disturbing. I don't even want, well, I guess I'm just using it for belt loops. So for me it's okay. But if you actually think you want to put some sort of, keys or something in here, this one's huge. But I do think that is possible if you're rattling around. If it's a thin enough ring, it might somehow catch there and then get out. Possible. Improbable, but possible. So it's just thought you should know. Obviously, if you put some stuff in here, other rings, you're never going to have an issue, right? It's just like this thing, for instance. Right, there's just nothing that's not going to break unless it actually opens this up. So being a solid circle, it looks nice and all. Okay. Alright, so for ease of putting around my belt loops, I want to see how far these things open up and how easy. I will say it's pretty easy to open. To go all the way, it's actually quite big too. It's like 10.4, 10.5. But yeah, it's just always gappy like that. It's also pretty deep, the opening here, so definitely you can go around some really thick, heavy-duty belt loops, like my Wranglers that I use for airsoft. This is a lot more difficult to stretch, but it obviously can be done. That's really hard now. Oh boy, that's really difficult to do, and it's only like 9.3. So even though I have all this cutting, it's difficult. But this is maybe something you want, because it's going to be really hard to accidentally push that in and then have rings fall off of it. It's also a nice sandblasted finish. I think I like the sandblasted more than this. This is just like a polished finish. There's a little bit of bluing though, maybe from the heat of machining. It's a little bit of purple and stuff like that. So this one's much tighter, which might be a good thing for you. Also, if you put rings down here, I think it's improbable they would end up here. But this one, the one I've been using, very often the thing just, if I put this ring here, this is how I want it to be, right? But it always ends up like this. which is then I have to reorient it because this is so gappy that I don't like this design so much. But if we pop this on here, and let's see if we can get that past. That's gonna be hard to do, depending on how big this thing is, because literally it has to spread that gap to get through there, right? So I think this design might be better for me so far, but you can still get it out. All right, this one, yeah, nothing's gonna come out of that. So you can put sort of split rings on there and never fear losing them. This one though, let's see, is actually quite easy to open and close. The close obviously is inherent to the spring, but it's not so difficult to open, but it doesn't open very far. I would say logically it's only going to open like 6 millimeters. So you could do sideways, but I don't think that's smart, you know. It does look cool, I'll give him that. It's just, that bothers me, that tightness. Yeah, maybe if they just shifted some of this cut lines a different way, but somewhere it went wrong. So I thought it was going to be bigger. I don't think I can use this because it's actually the smallest opening of all of them. So fitting around a belt loop is going to be very difficult to get through 6 millimeters. So for my purposes, this is a no-go. I think I'm basically going to use these two because they're tight and the openings are very long, so very easy to manipulate. This one, I think this is actually probably the best one because this is very easy to open. This is probably twice as hard to open. You see what's happening? This is colliding right there, and so that creates extra tension. But this one, it doesn't collide as much. But the trade-off is a ring will get around this one easy because it doesn't have to go around anything here. So if I pop this on here, right, it just gets, it'll easily get out of that hole. Whereas this one, you know, 50-50, it has to spread that gap to get out of that groove. So everything's a trade-off, I guess. Alright, so for me, I think these are the two winners if I'm going to put these around my belt loops. Really, this is the winner. Yeah. It's just easy to actuate. It always snaps tight. It's just that thing. You're going to have stuff, you know, working its way loose. This is a really big letdown because it was the most expensive. It also, I think, looks the coolest. But I gotta say, these are also the sharpest edges. They did break the edge a little bit, but it's still, you can maybe see, that looks like a pretty sharp edge, right? It's possible you might be able to cut yourself on that edge if you go like that, right? But this, you see, it's been broken down quite a bit. Maybe it was like put into a tumbler or something like that. But it's a nice radius, right? Very smooth. This again, also same thing. It's a nice radius. I don't feel any fear of these things cutting, or even this one. It's only this one that seems to have really sharp edges. So be mindful of that. It might look the coolest, but I think it's the least practical as far as having something around your body, you know, could theoretically cut you. Alright, let's see it in action, just wearing some hiking pants here. So I put the stiffer one here because I think that's the most secure one, right? The other one's more just backup. So yeah, that easily goes around, no problem. And then the backup one, because there's less tension, it's just easier to use my offhand. And so unless both, the only way I would lose my keys really is if both of these lose their stitching. Also, with the extra length, if you're really paranoid, you could actually just put your keys inside your waistband. You might think I'm paranoid, but I had a pocket where the pocket was actually heat melted onto the pants and the keys fell out through the bottom. If a nice person didn't return my keys, I would have been stranded like 300 kilometers away from home with no car keys. So that's why I'm very, very paranoid now about this. So learn from my problems. Okay, well, hopefully that helps you out. I mean, I guess the other ones are fine. It's just for my purposes. I want something really long, really easy, really flexible. And right now, it's this design. Alright, we'll see you in the next random gadget review. Bye.